In this episode of an in-depth look, my first experiences and impressions of Songbird 1.0. Every year I like to give my computer a little gift, and this year under the tree, Songbird 1.0. Now, I won't tell you how you should run your life, but I will tell you maybe how you should run your music library. And I thought, what the heck, I'll kick on the camera and I'll record my first impressions with Songbird 1.0. So I captured some screenshots and took some video, and I kept voice notes while I did it. Now for those of you who don't know, which is probably just a couple of you, Songbird runs on Mac, Windows, or Linux, and it has 64-bit flavors for all the different varieties. So that's really nice. And it has add-ins so you can do things like sync an iPod. That's pretty sweet. Alright, I won't spare anymore. I talk about a lot in the following notes that I took. So take a look and see what my first impressions were of Songbird 1.0. This right here is the main Songbird interface, and it probably looks familiar to anybody that's ever used a jukebox type application on their computer before. Songbird, one of the nice things is it has lots of different plugins out there. Like Firefox, you can add on and you can get new, really great feature enhancements simply by installing free add-ons. One of the things that I've loaded up is support for a lot of different external information services. If I look here, I'm looking at the artist Aerosmith, and I'm looking at A Little South of Sanity is their current album that I have selected. You see down here, it gives me the artist bio, and I can scroll down, and I can see different discs that they've released, different albums that they've released, and I can see on my members that I am friends with on Freebase who also enjoyed this album, and then also there's lots of other links to Wikipedia pages, things like that. Then also they have a built-in tab right here where I can get reviews. I can click on the Amazon links and I can go out and buy the Amazon MP3 track or order the CD, something like that. I can get the latest news for the band. I can also get photos for the band, which is pretty cool. The other thing that I, of course, can do is because I'm in here right now and I've integrated in with Last.fm, I can give it a Last.fm rating, and so that way my friends on Last.fm, because I am a member of the Linux Action Show Last.fm group, can see that I like this show, and I can turn on my Last.fm integration just by clicking this button right here, on or off. Very nice. You'll notice along the top here I have Library, then I have Jupiter Broadcasting. This is a tab. Songbird, like Firefox, has tab browsing. When you click on this, I go to the Jupiter Broadcasting webpage, and on here, in the second half of the screen, it has found all of the media on this page that I could download. So it looks like it found a couple of different versions of the Beer is Tasty episode we posted recently. Here's our Radio Revolver episode, and here's my OpenSUSE review that I did, my OpenSUSE 11.1. Say I wanted to go get that, I could just click this download button, and then, normally you can click that download button, and it will download in the background. You have an active downloads queue right here that they will get added to, and then once they've been downloaded and you check them in, they go to your library. So later on, once I have my network connection working again, I can go back in here, I can say retry the specific one. Now where this gets popular is where this gets powerful, I should say, you can build playlists off of websites. It's almost like an RSS feed in a sense. I can go out there and I can get a playlist of everything that's at jupiterbroadcasting.com and get the latest and greatest stuff and play it right here inside Songbird. Obviously, they also tie in things like Hype Machine, which is sort of like, I don't know, I guess maybe it's like a dig for music in a sense. And I can go in here and I can browse the latest Hype Machine and I can see the different tracks they have listed. I can read people's blogs, and then you see here, this is really cool. Once again, they're either linking to the Amazon MP3, the iTunes Store entry if you're on a Mac, or the eMusic MP3, which all of Amazon and eMusic are DRM free, which is really, really cool. So that's pretty nice. It's really pretty well integrated, and then of course it would download into my library, and then Bob's your uncle. You've got it. Here they have a built-in directory where I can go out and get more Songbird add-ins. Now this is all within Songbird. It uses the same Gecko rendering backend that Firefox and the Mozilla project use. So it pretty much, if the website works with Firefox, it'll work inside Songbird. Now I'm not going to be using this as my main web browser, but it is nice to know that I can plug a web address into this, and then I can go get all the media off of there. Now, what serious, free, open song management application wouldn't be complete without the ability to customize the appearance? You got everything on here, really. You've got, if you want to add what they call media flow, which is a kind of like a cover flow from iTunes, you can simply click install and you've got it. If you want to mod the way your play and pause buttons work, because if you'll notice down here, play and pause are combined into one big button, and some people like to have separate buttons for that. You click that, it makes the Zool changes, and you've got it. You want maybe a theme that looks like iTunes. You can simply click install, and just like you've seen with Firefox, it goes out there and gets it. Now, they call their themes feathers. So you kind of have to get used to the terminology for things like that. But it's not limited. The add-ins are not limited to just superficial things like appearance. There's also some really great enhancements you can get through these add-ons. Things like iPod device support. That really is going to sell Songbird for a lot of users out there that have iPods. So now that I've loaded my iTunes Feather, so it kind of gives Songbird an iTunes look and feel to it a little bit. Those of you that have used iTunes might notice this. It also seems to me on the side where I went and got the audio recommendation software plugin add-in. Sorry, they call them add-ins just like Firefox. This is the same place where iTunes would put the Genius recommendations, is right here along the side. So it's pretty nice. I've noticed a little bit of instability when I play music. I don't know if the capture software will pick this up, but for example, I'll double-click this song, and I think when this kicks, by doing that, right, it's going to kick off the music recommendation, and then Songbird crashes. And sure, I'll tell Songbird to crash, and I'll say restart Songbird, and it restarts back up, but it seems to lose the details of what I was doing. It kind of puts me back a few stages where I was at. So I'm not sure. I'm sure it's the add-ons that I've added. They're a bit new. You might have different results. I'm doing this under Kubuntu 8.10 with KDE4, and so maybe people would have different results. The other thing I wanted to mention before I wrapped up kind of this walkthrough was the built-in Shoutcast radio support. I don't know what it is, but recently I've really gotten into online streaming radio. I guess I'm really late to the game on this one. I don't know why I've never really checked it out, but there's some really great content out there. Nice to see that built in. And it's not just limited to, they integrate the entire Shoutcast system right in here, so that's really rad. This episode of An In-Depth Look was brought to you by GoDaddy.com. Starting at just $3.99 per month, Linux shared hosting from GoDaddy.com includes 99.9% uptime, 24/7 support, and free access to GoDaddy Hosting Connection, the place to install over 30 free applications, sure to help you get the most from your hosting plan and website. Plus, as a viewer of the In-Depth Look, enter code LINUX, that's LINUX, when you check out and save an additional 10% on any order. Some restrictions apply. See site for details. Get your piece of the internet at GoDaddy.com. So as you saw, I did have a couple of instability issues with Songbird. It crashed a few more times that I didn't have the recorder going for. But I think I narrowed it down to a specific add-in, the one that would scan my music that I was playing and then recommend more music, which I really, really want that because I'm really music stupid. But I can kind of get that already through Last.fm, and it does integrate with Last.fm, so that might be okay. And really, honestly, I don't think it's that big of a deal that add-ons might cause instability. I know I've compared it a lot to Firefox, but Songbird kind of is in that stage Firefox was years ago, where add-ins can add considerable instability. Now, it can still be the case with some Firefox add-ins, but for the most part, they fixed that, and I bet we'll see that same thing happen with Songbird. So I'm going to stick with Songbird for a while and see what I think. I'm going to add more of my music in there. I'm going to play with some more add-ins, and I'll be posting updates to my Twitter feed, which if you'd like to follow and see what I'm thinking as I just do it throughout the weeks, you can follow me at twitter.com/ChrisLAS, ChrisLAS. And if you like this video, please rate it down below, and you can subscribe to our channel at youtube.com/JupiterBroadcasting. Oh, and I'd love to hear if you've tried Songbird or if you're planning to, or maybe you tried it and you hated it. Either way, leave me a comment right here in the video thread at YouTube, or send me an email, chris@JupiterBroadcasting.com. Alright, I hope all of you get out there and get a chance to give your computer a gift and try out Songbird 1.0. Every year I like to give my computer a little gift. what can I say? I get into the holiday spirit, and this year, and was that stupid? Is that stupid? I like it. Here we go.